All right, let's look at the trapezoid rule. All right, so we want to approximate the value of definite integral. All right, so as usual, we're gonna slice the region into small, skinny pieces. All right, so let's do that. So we're gonna do split the interval into n equal pieces. So we're gonna do that. All right, so instead of using a rectangle, we're going to use a trapezoid. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to connect these two with a line segment, and you can see that we form a trapezoid. All right, like that. And we try to find the area of the trapezoid. All right, so remember that the area of the trapezoid can be found by, all right, so here's a trapezoid. And the top side is, say, A, and the bottom side is B. Let's say height is H. Then area of this trapezoid can be found by 1/2 top side plus the bottom side times height. Right? So let's do that. All right, so this trapezoid, the first one, is going to be, of course, there's going to be a 1/2 there. All right. So it's kind of a sidewise. So top side is determined by, oh, I forgot to name these. So this is, as usual, x0, x1, x2, xn minus 1, and this is xn, right? All right, so the top side is f of x0. All right, so you have f of x0 plus the bottom side is f of x1. Right? Then height is, if you look at sideways, height is the same thing as delta x. So we're going to have delta x there. Right? And then if you look at the second trapezoid, right? So here, this is the one, right? And again, we're going to do a formula is 1/2 times top side is f of x1. Plus the bottom side is f of x2 times the height is delta x, right? And you keep on doing that up until last one. So last one is that guy right there. All right, so this is going to be again 1/2 f of xn minus 1 plus f of xn, then times delta x, right? So there are lots of things in common, so let's pull out the common factor. First, common factor is 1/2. Everyone seems to have 1/2 in front. So let's pull it out, right? So you have a 1/2. All right, second common factor would be delta x, as always. All right, everyone seems to have delta x there. So I'm going to pull that out. All right, delta x. All right, then we're going to have to look for a pattern. All right, so since it goes f of x0, f of x1, f of x1, f of x2, next one would be f of x2, f of x3. So you can see that except for f of x0 and f of xn, there will be a duplicate. You can see that the f of x1 and f of x1 shows up twice. F of x2 shows up twice. All the way up to f of xn minus 1 shows up twice. So except for the last one and the first one. Right? So what we can do is we can write f of x0. So that just shows up once. But since f of x1 shows up twice, so I'm going to put the 2 in front, right? And the next one, f of x2 shows up twice, and so on, right? And the last one that shows up twice is f of xn minus 1, and the very last one only shows up once, so f of xn. All right, so this is the formula for trapezoid rule or trapezoidal rule. All right, so let's use this to find the T3. All right, so we want to find the T3 for integral from 1 to 7 x squared dx. All right, so as usual, we can identify the n value, which is 3. And the lower limit is 1, a is 1, and so b is 7. And here is our f of x, right? So if you want to find the T3, so T3, all you have to do is we have a 1/2, right? Then we're going to have, let's see, oh, I forgot to do a number line, so I'm going to do it right here quickly, right? So it's going to go from 1 to 7, and we chop that into 3 since n is 3. So that's going to be 3 there, that's going to be 5 there, right? So this is x1, x2, x3, actually, sorry, this is going to be x0, x1, x2, sorry about that, x3, right? So we're going to have f of 1, that's x0, and 2 times f of 3, plus 2 times f of 5, and the last one is f of 7. Right, and the delta x, I forgot to do a delta x. Delta x is, of course, 7 minus 1 over n, which is 3. That gives you 2. So times 2. Right? So let's simplify this. First, I'm going to just cancel out the 1/2 and the delta x, which is 2. Alright, and f of 1, f is x squared, so 1 squared would be just the 1, plus 2 times 3 squared would be 9, and the 2 times 5 squared would be 25, and plus 7 squared would be 49, right? And the 2 and the 1/2 cancel out, so I'm not going to write that. So this comes out to be, let's see, 1 plus 18 plus 50 plus 49, right? Which is going to be, let's see, 1 plus 49 is 50, another 50 makes 100, and 118. So this comes out to be 118. Right, so T3, trapezoidal rule with n equals 3, comes out to be 118, which means that the value of this definite integral is approximately 118. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.